We'll pay up on our homework duties here in a minute. See if you did yours as well. We'll talk documentaries. Boy, I love documentaries. Sneak peek. Maybe that's why I'm so frustrated, because I like documentaries. I love learning things, man. I don't mind being wrong. I don't mind admitting to be wrong. Just the way I live life. So we'll get to there, plus web gems this hour. YouTube is back up. So if you are a YouTube user, you can head back on over there. 105.1 FM is the channel. Shout out IT Dan for being the guy, as always, to come in and bail us out. Should we blame? No, I'm not going to blame the kid. I can't blame Casey.
We can.
How could you blame me?
Mostly because you're wearing a Yankees hat.
You know,
You wore a Dodgers hat the other day.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a Dodgers fan.
It's adjacent.
Gross.
It's adjacent. $525 million later.
Gross.
Super gross. You know, I've gotten over you and your Yankee hat. I really have.
Good, I'm glad.
Well, I think it's because you're a kid.
Just doesn't know any better.
Just doesn't know any better.
That happens.
Yeah.
Technology at Odyssey. Yay.
Plus, it's always great to keep track with what the old Bronx baby bombers are doing. They're not babies, but you know what I mean.
Walked it off last night.
I wish they could be babies. I do miss the 90s when it was like a bunch of kids and then they brought in superstars. That was fun.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, no, it wasn't, but in hindsight, it was.
Power.
I wish you could have seen that, man. Kids named Andy and Jorge and Derek, Bernie, Mo, Mariano is what they called him because they didn't know any better. He wasn't even the closer. John Wetland was.
That's a closer name.
Right? John Wetland. That's some 90s Yankees right
yeah.
there. Like John Wetland and Don Mattingly.
That sounds about right.
Scott Brocious, Paul O'Neill.
Keep naming white dudes.
The Watts.
That feels right.
Joe Girardi behind the dish. The Watts.
For some reason, those guys in pinstripes just look so much cleaner.
I just like the way they play the game.
Again, if your favorite sports are baseball and golf and your favorite event is the Masters, just saying.
I'm not touching that. The NFL draft is on its way, as we were kind of speaking about a little bit earlier. There is a team, and spoiler alert, they have the number one pick in the draft. That, I really hate doing this because I do not want to give you any sort of love to talk about your stupid NFL franchise.
And they are stupid.
But dare I say, this team is fascinating to watch right now. Like, what they are attempting to do, and I don't know if it's Tom's thing. I mean, I guess he's going to get all the credit or the blame no matter how it goes. But this organization feels like they are turning this around. Here is about the Raiders.
And obviously the Raiders have been a team for a long time that have had their issues in how you construct a roster. But I think there is optimism to me for the Raiders right now with the way they spent in free agency, and they didn't lose Max Crosby. I mean, I feel better about the Raiders now than maybe I have in a decade.
Well, they're doing something really smart, which is, as an example, Tennessee last year. They let Cam Ward throw to nobody with a bad offensive line and a defense that couldn't get the ball back and hold serve. Then Tennessee goes out and spends $500 trillion this month so that Cam Ward feels supported this year. And I think he's going to take a huge step forward. I think it's going to be much better than it was last year. But what the Raiders are doing, Trey, which I find smart, is they're not waiting a year and letting Fernando Mendoza get the crap knocked out of him.
Correct. David Carr syndrome.
Right. They're signing the most expensive center in history. Fine. You know what? I'm good with the $5 million a year extra because you're in that system. You're getting a guy who's going to protect Fernando Mendoza and know how to make the protection calls and protect a young quarterback. Upgrading in a bunch of different places. You already have Ashton Ginty. You already added to the defense. They're going to be able to get the ball back for him. So I like it a lot more than I like what the Titans did last year, which was letting a guy get the crap knocked out of him. With Cam, he got very comfortable as the season went along. He was using his legs more. He was understanding the pocket more. The concern I have, and the concern I still have, is the offensive line is bad enough to where it's not about mental confidence for him. It's about, at some point, he's going to take a hit that limits his ability physically to make those throws, those crazy throws that we saw this season. And the more you run him out there with a quadruple A team, the more that's going to happen, the more likely that is to happen. And so I'm just hoping that we see a talent level up that is commensurate with Cam Ward's talent.
That's Trey Wingo and Kevin Clark on the Trey Wingo podcast. It's very interesting. I love that they use the Titans as the example. Mm-hmm. And also, this is what I would do if I were Arizona right now. The NFL is such a weird place. You can't win without your quarterback. I totally get that. And I'm not trying to say that should be devalued. But the idea of we are at such rock bottom that we need to get a quarterback in here and that's going to change everything is a little false gold in my opinion. Like, build the infrastructure around. Like, you have a Brock Bowers. You have an Ashton Genty. You spent some money on that offensive line. Now it's time to go get a quarterback. And I think that was Pete's plan when Pete was there. Yes. Have Geno, and if we suck, we suck. But let's figure out what the roster is and things around that, and then we'll go find our quarterback.
Go back to the beginning of last season with everything that they did and all the changes that they made. And I said they're gonna still suck, but they're gonna win probably 4 to 6 games. Mm-hmm. Now things went sideways, but it was, I know they're not gonna be good, but they're not gonna be a laughing stock of an organization. They're just gonna be bad.
And I think for the most part they were until Geno started throwing birds at everybody.
And
that's a Geno thing.
Yeah, and that was there was some semblance of normalcy, and with the Raiders they haven't had that in 20 plus years. When they had Derek Carr, they had a couple years when made the playoffs, won 11 games, like they were pretty good.
Changing coaches and still kind of making the playoffs.
Yeah, it was like not bad. You had the Gruden stuff and everything that came out of that. It was like, oh,
part 2.
What are we doing? And then you had a draft where you take Leatherwood. God, that was brutal. And Colin Farrell Flarrell. But they've gotten it right since then. They've drafted really well.
If Fernando Mendoza is a serviceable rookie quarterback in his first year, okay, I'm just talking about next year, who is in a better spot going forward? The Titans, to use their example, the Titans or the Raiders?
Oh, the Raiders are.
It's not close to me.
No.
Like, Saleh might have round 2 as a head coach, might pay off dividends and be a lot better in Tennessee. I think it would. I would kind of bank on it, maybe even gamble on it if you could. But because of kind of what these two dudes were saying there in that clip, the idea that the Raiders decided to look at what's around them first before just saying, oh my God, because look, I'm not a Cam Ward guy. And I know that sounds like I'm biased, but it's also,
well, you are.
I was happy for him to leave Wazoo because I was like, I'm over this dude. I cannot handle this anymore.
I can't handle having a good quarterback.
I know, I can't. I had John Mateer the next year, and I was like, this is way more fun.
Why do you think that is?
Stop. That has nothing to do with it. Don't even.
What?
To where Tennessee, in my opinion, they end up taking him number 1 overall, and I felt that was a little bit of a stretch. Now, he had moments last year where I thought he was pretty good, and he was progressing and advancing. And at the end of the year, he looked like he could be in the NFL for a while. Starter? I don't know. Backup? Definitely. We'll see about the starter. I'm not saying no. I'm just saying the jury's a little bit out on that. So he did bring that around, but Tennessee is so bad all across the board that Cam Ward couldn't be Joe Burrow or John Elway, and it wasn't going to happen.
No. And that's the thing. You look at the Raiders and what they've done and the groundwork that they've laid. They, like you said, they invest in the offensive line. Jackson Powers-Johnson and Colton Miller are going to be guys that they already had, and they bring in some other guys. I think they're still a little light in the wide receiver room, but they at least have reinforced that to an extent. Brock Bowers, for my money, is the best tight end in football. Genty with the offensive line not being complete dog water. Let's see how he looks. I still believe in him very much so. Hey, Max Crosby's back.
That's true.
They spent a ton of money on the defensive side of the ball and
the offensive line.
But I'm saying, the offensive line is actually, it looks like it's going to be a pretty solid unit. Defensively, they are not going to have the worst, secondary in football by orders of magnitude. It's like everything's kind of shaping up together, and you can just kind of go. And here's the crazy thing: as much as they did spend a lot of money in free agency, but they didn't spend a ton of money in free agency. You know what I mean? Like in the sense of yes, they gave out the biggest contract ever to interior offensive linemen,
deservedly,
to the best.
Somebody was going to do it.
Yes, like he was going to get major money. Right?
I'm sorry. What has Baltimore done the best, other than any team in the league? It's run in between the tackles.
Yes. Between him and Yonda, you've just had monsters there that are going to be. Yonda's going to be a Hall of Famer, so it's like, yeah, they're pretty good. And then defensively, I mean, again, that secondary, you can't name somebody on that secondary last year. It was a practice squad kind of group. It was purposefully bad. Like they didn't set themselves up for success because it was always going to be a gap year. And you look at that and you just kind of go, buddy, this is going to be tough. But now, and look, maybe I'm talking myself into Mendoza more But all the report, I mean, whether it was his pro day and everybody's calling it one of the best pro days ever and like who he is and what they think he's going to be, like there's a lot of people now that are starting to talk about it, and maybe they're just talking themselves into it. It's not just around the Raiders, it's around the league. Like Mendoza might be really good. And boy, it's been a long, Derek Carr was the last time the Raiders were like, we have a quarterback.
There's different ways to win with different styles of quarterback. Mm-hmm. There's not one style of quarterback play that wins a Super Bowl. You can do it different ways. So, okay, cool. Fernando Mendoza is not Josh Allen. He's not Lamar Jackson. Doesn't have those kind of legs. Okay, but can he be efficient as hell? Like a Sam Darnold? Works for me.
And what did Indiana do all last year?
Yeah,
they
exactly.
won the front seven battle every down and made it easy for Fernando to make decisions back there.
And I think one of the best things to say about this Raider team, it's very similar to what we saw at Michigan in basketball this year, at Indiana in football last year. If you get the right people in place, it can turn around real quickly.
Yeah.
I don't know if we had the Raiders on our board as being one of those teams that do it, but look, if the Bengals ownership could pull their head out of their ass, if the Cleveland Browns could pull their head out of their ass and actually put some people in charge that know what the hell they're doing, then you can turn this thing around, and maybe quicker than you thought. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be the Arizona Cardinals, who have been bad for a decade, to finally figure it out, to whiff on a quarterback that could have been, a generational quarterback, to find out he'd rather play video games. But if you continue to have the wrong people in place, and that's where I will give your team a little credit, is the Raiders seem like they've decided they want to be adults. I think Vegas has a lot to do with that, because you are seeing that the brand of the Raiders could actually get bigger than it is, which is crazy to say.
It's amazing what competency does.
And to think that the brand could get bigger is nuts.
Look,
because that's already a top 2 brand in the NFL.
If the Raiders become a top 3 team in the AFC,
cha-ching, cha-ching,
it's a money printing machine. The silver
in
and
Vegas,
black. Are you kidding me?
Everyone will start hating the Raiders again.
What's good?
And
that's
now,
a big ask, though.
And now
that's
it's
no. I'm not saying that they will. I'm just saying, like, the Raiders have not been relevant for the majority of your life.
But what that ignites for the fan base could be something astronomical.
Oh, and the opposing fans. I want to go to Vegas in December because
it's Vegas.
Because I live in Denver and I'm a Broncos fan and I am hardcore hate the Raiders, and it's time to whoop that ass. And
warm.
Winner of this game wins the division and gets a bye, something like that. That will get juice in the NFL big time. It's the same with the Cowboys. We're waiting on the Cowboys to do it. We all hate the Cowboys because they seem incompetent. But if they get rolling, like, guess who's talking about the Cowboys?
Guess who's fun to hate?
Yep.
And look, get the black hole rolling again, man.
Did we all do our homework? We'll get to there next. There's Casey with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, the NBA has ruled in favor of Luka Doncic and Cade Cunningham on their extraordinary circumstances challenge for the 65-game award rule. Per Shams, this will make both players eligible for all 2025-26 season honors and all NBA teams. Some more NBA news for you, as the Warriors will face off against the Phoenix Suns in a do-or-die play-in matchup. Warriors defeated the LA Clippers to keep their season alive last night, as Steph Curry went for 35 points in the Warriors' 126-121 win over the LA Clippers. Wrapping up your NBA playoff bracket will be the winner of the matchup between the Charlotte Hornets and the Orlando Magic tomorrow at 4:30. As the 76ers, they defeated Orlando yesterday to clinch the 7th seed in the Eastern Conference, and they will face off against the Celtics in the first round. Some MLB news for you, as the MLB Players Association has fired 2 top executives with cause following an internal investigation commissioned by the players in wake of a federal investigation into alleged financial improprieties at the union. Union Chief Operations Officer Xavier James and Head of Human Resources Michael O'Neill have been fired, and while the reasons are unclear, the union does plan to share information with federal investigators. And mark your calendars, folks, because we are exactly 1 week away from the 2026 NFL Draft. Ahead of the draft in Pittsburgh, the NFL has started onboarding potential replacement officials as the expiration of the CBA for the NFL Referee Association continues to approach. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the Fan Happy Hour.
Web Gems coming up next, everybody's favorite. We had a homework assignment last night. I don't know if any of you listeners out there followed with us. I saw a little bit of texts. 503-864-6326. Also, 10 Toes Down. Get those in. We'll do those in about half hour from now, maybe a little more. But did we all finish our homework last night and watch the Jailblazer documentary? Casey giving me a nod. Danny?
Part of it.
Part of it? Ooh, you didn't get all the way through, huh?
Nope.
You know, I love documentaries. I like learning stuff. I think I've mentioned this to you guys before. I don't watch a lot of biopic movies about, like, musicians. Like, I haven't seen Bohemian Rhapsody. I didn't see Rocket Man. What was the newest one?
But they did one over the Dead or Dave Matthews Band. You'd go see it in a heartbeat.
I don't think I would see Dave because I already know
Haven't
all
seen
about
Bob
that.
Dylan?
I did not see Bob Dylan, no.
All of those are good.
I am going to see the new Beatles one, but there's a different, like...
Of course you would.
There's 4 different movies, all from the perspective of each 4 of them, but it's the same script. I'm interested in that from a movie standpoint.
What a pretentious
From a
pile
movie
of crap.
standpoint, that sounds very
Right?
very
Right?
tight.
Same actors playing the same people. It's the same scripts, but it's from the different
No
viewpoints.
I would rather taste the back end of a shotgun.
Well, I can do that for you.
I think
Yeah,
people
it's
will only really care about 2 of the stories,
Sure.
but the third one might be a fun comedy watch.
Yeah.
The best version of the Beatles is Dewey Cox.
That one was pretty good.
That's it. Walk hard. We are, after all, the Beatles.
And so,
From
because
Liverpool.
From Liverpool.
of that, I don't watch them because I don't know what I'm going to learn. Boy, have I learned more from those movies than I did from the Jailblazer doc last night.
I'm Paul McCartney. I am the leader of the Beatles.
Are we good?
I know. I booked him.
Nah, we ain't taking that. I don't know if I'm going to be putting on this headset again.
I do have something, because at the 45-minute mark, Bob Whatsit goes on a rant and kind of gets a little testy with the guy asking questions. Starts talking about how there were no options other than Ruben Patterson in the free agency period. So I'm going to throw out some names just because, again, I was born in September of 2001. This all happened months before my birth. Between July 18th, 2001 and August 5th, the Nets traded Stephon Marbury when the Blazers needed a point guard. Pistons traded for Uncle Spliffy. You could have brought him home and moved Dale Davis to the bench. Bruce Bowen signed a veteran minimum. Tyronn Lue signed with the Wizards. Avery Johnson played for 2 teams that year. Kendall Gill signed a $1.5 million deal. Steven Jackson signed with the Spurs. Bryant LaMonica Stith, that's just a dope name. He averaged a steal a game in 2001. And days before Ruben Patterson signed, LaFonso Ellis signed with the Heat.
Are we ready to have a conversation?
Yeah. He gave you something.
Okay.
He gave you something.
That's cool and all. Look, I never hated the Ruben Patterson thing at the time. Ruben Patterson was a good player. I did not expect him to get punched in the face by another player and smoke rocks in an alleyway. So I don't know what to tell you. But that's the whole point of the documentary that really frustrated me is what did I learn?
Nothing.
What did I learn? That Sheed is salty? Okay, I assumed he was. You know, that it really bothers Damon Stoudemire that he doesn't realize how much this town loved him and still loves him. I kind of already knew that. You know, I don't need to hear the clown talk to me for 2 hours about that. I'm fully aware I lived through it. What kind of insight can you give me that sends more? Where's Bonzi Wells in this thing?
Yeah, I was
You know?
surprised to not see that. And the other part of it was
Also, like, I'd love to hear from Dale Davis, a respected guy in the NBA. Who could have really given you some insight. Look, I'm a vet, and I'm watching these kids. Also, the Jailblazer doc is on Ruben Patterson, Quintel Woods, a little Zebo, like that era. This is just the Blazer team that was maybe the best team to never win a finals.
Yeah, there was
That's the doc.
There was a split.
Oh,
between
and they
them.
smoke weed in a weed-friendly town.
Well, I don't know if you know this. It was federally illegal and state illegal.
Cool. I was
No.
smoking weed then, too.
Yeah, well, you also weren't making millions of dollars and on the face of everything.
That's true. I'm also a privileged white man that
No,
doesn't have to deal
again,
with stereotypes
I'm
like
not
that.
sitting here like beating these guys over the head for it.
Oh,
but
me
it's like,
neither. I don't mean to either. It's more the doc.
My whole thing that I wanted to see come out of this was them to get a little bit of closure, the players out of it.
Agreed.
And I wanted them to be like, yeah, guys went too far with it as far as like the media, and we did not like that. But I also wanted them to be like, we were probably wilding a little too much.
Just a little bit of accountability.
Yeah, just like
just a tad.
I'm not going to sit here and say, well, we shouldn't have done. I'm not asking you to fall on the sword. Just be like, we probably shouldn't have brought weed and aluminum foil through the airport. We probably shouldn't have been acting a fool in a yellow Hummer. We probably shouldn't have poked and prodded, knowing that you're in a giant fishbowl.
The most accountability that I saw was when Rashid was mentioning how his words were portrayed in the article. Was when he goes, I didn't think they would, use all the expletives that I used, but so be it.
I felt like, and maybe this is shame on me, I thought I was going to get my own kind of closure on this and see the truth come out, quote unquote. Yes, there's some racism involved in this. Yes, there's some societal issues involved in this. Am I going to see some closure of at least these guys knew that we loved them at this time? When in the reality is the doc paints them out to be, as you guys have said, unappreciated, unaccountable, jerks, don't want to thank the city for anything they went through. And I don't think that's true. I don't think they truly believe that. Is Rashid on camera pissed off about how it went down? Of course. He wore a championship belt after press conferences when he won one in Detroit. The rumors of him coming back to Portland for the first time and taking his ring to a jeweler to get cleaned, the man was salty. But if you could truth serum him, he would tell you he probably has a lot of good memories in this town. And the doc was never going to let that come to light.
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so. I think the reason you got that is because there isn't closure for those guys.
They're still mad about it.
I think they are.
Should have won a title.
Well, yes, but and that would have gone a long way, I'm sure. But I also think that they felt like they were done wrong and they want a pound of flesh from people that are never going to give it to them. It doesn't exist.
And if they were humble a little bit, just on poo.
Just I'm talking. If you I'm not talking. You need to have your hat, hat in hand, head down, but just the simplest. We wild a little too much. I'm not even saying look, man, I know what NBA players do.
Yeah.
I accept that. I know what comes with that.
Oh, even as a kid, I knew what they were getting into.
Yeah,
I'm not stupid here.
But it gets weirder than you think. But it's again, I shouldn't say I accept it because I don't, but I know what that world entails. Mm-hmm. And if they, that was the thing is you went outside the bounds and you brought the spotlight on yourself.
Sure.
You made
that is kind of a little bit of your fault.
You made a situation with the not even covert, the overt racism that existed and exists.
The anti-drug culture as well.
Yes, you brought it's like, a store that gets robbed 10 times. Guess what that store is going to do? The security's going to be out patrolling, stuff's going to be locked up, and they're going to be looking for you. And if you look like it, you talk like it, you walk like it, you're probably going to draw some eyes and you're going to draw some attention. It's profiling. Yeah, we do it because it works. I'm not just talking about black people in Portland. I'm just talking about it in general. When something looks suspicious, when you see somebody swerving around the road at 2 o'clock in the morning in a yellow Hummer in the middle of nowhere, ta-da! It's yeah, dog. Yeah, they were already looking for you, so why give them more? And when you did give them more, mea culpa. And I'm not asking you to sit there and be a choir boy. That's not. No, don't get that part of it twisted. I am not saying they need to do that because they're right in how they were treated and how things got pushed way too far. They are 100% right in that vein. But they put the spotlight on themselves. It's both. And it's not saying one sin is worse than the other. It's saying both exist. And I think that if they did, because here's the thing, the people that did that made all of that stuff at the front page, none of them are working anymore. So what does that pound of flesh, where does it come from? Because the city loves those guys. The fans love those guys.
Oh, us kids were obsessed with them.
Bro, we had that 99 team here.
Rasheed Wallace is my favorite player.
Damon Stoudemire, Steve Smith, Bonzi Wells, and Mike Dunleavy were up on the dais, and Damon was one of the last ones to go, and he said, we felt like we were unappreciated. Me and 4 other media members that are all around the same age, that all grew up watching him, we all lined up at the door, and we stopped him. We were like, no, you are not thought of that way, man.
It was the old Watts that didn't like you. Us kids loved you.
All of us had the same look on our face, incredulous, like, no. Damon, you mattered to us, and you matter to us.
My favorite Blazers of all time are Rasheed Wallace and Arvydas Sabonis.
The first superstars in my lifetime. Damon Stoudemire, Steve Smith, Rasheed Wallace.
Yeah. And, like...
Also, none of these guys went to jail.
No.
I know other people that went to jail, yet they're not in the doc. Poor doc, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Shout out the Sunrise guys. They're famous.
Hey, they made it on there. Somebody did.
Somebody did.
I had somebody tell me, or somebody texted in or said on the YouTube, 2 of Danny's podcast co-hosts made the show, and he didn't. I was like,
Suck it, loser.
Yeah, they didn't reach out to me.
Take some accountability, Daniel.
Damn right.
Web Gems is next. Everybody's favorite 105.1 The Fan. All right, this is everybody's favorite. Web Gems. Do it every single day at 11:45. Nah, we're a little behind today. Coming up in the big...
Right on time, baby.
Coming up in the big nooner, it's 10 Toes Down Thursday. Get those in, 503-864-6326. Get those in. We'll have some fun with that, and we'll talk a little Tom Dundon. I've got a quote on the board over there from one Andrew Dirt Johnson that I will read at some point today. But Web Gems is brought to you by the assist and rebound leader in the NBA. That would be Nikola Jokic. He received some awards yesterday and made comments on what the awards look like.
Since you led the league in rebounding and assists.
Oh, let's go. Assist champion. They should put some guy who trans talk me here, right?
That too.
Yeah. Advice for NBA. And who is leading the league in rebounds? I mean, all the way.
Like who's the best rebounder?
Yeah, they need to put their
I think it's just the
advice.
logo, though.
Thank you.
I think that's why.
Yeah, but
it'd be cooler if it was a guy getting a rebound. Huh?
right.
Yeah.
But thank you, appreciate it. It was nice, cool.
Nikola Jokic, I do not care about any of these awards. Also, these awards look stupid. If you haven't seen them, they're like these gold kind of statuesques inside a big hunk of what I assume is crystal.
Sure.
And the assist guy just looks like a dude playing basketball, kind of looks a little bit like the logo. And Jokic's idea was to make it look like John Stockton, who is the all-time assist leader, which will never be touched. Also, he's talking about the rebound award. It is literally just like Jerry West. All-time rebounder, Jerry West.
And the logo.
I know he's the logo, but he is not an all-time rebounder.
No.
There's not even a guy going up for a ball. Like, why can't you put Dennis Rodman on it or Oscar Robertson?
I love how his first question is, why isn't it somebody rebounding?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a little kid question, like, well, hey, Daddy, why isn't he rebounding? It'd be like handing like the T-ball trophy out, and it's like a kid sitting on a bench.
Yeah.
It's like, well, kid, you spend a lot of time on the bench. But yeah, that guy could not care about his awards. Now, if you gave him a horse award,
he would care a lot.
I think he'd care.
Dude, his trophy case is pretty nice.
Have you ever seen it's Cribs, but it's not Cribs, and it's LeBron's trophy room?
Oh. Well, how many of those are from before the age of 18?
I mean...
Well, I know he's got a lot. I'm not pooping on LeBron here.
Do we think that Jokic displays his trophies?
They're in a box somewhere.
Yeah, probably. Maybe a secure storage system somewhere.
I've talked to Dame about this. He keeps almost... Like, don't get me wrong, he has like awards up and stuff like that, but like any like the keepsakes and stuff like that, he just never even thinks about it. Never even thinks about it. Like, we had to almost talk him into keeping something from the 71-point game.
If I...
It was just like... He said something along the lines of, I'm paraphrasing. He was like, I just don't, like in that moment, I just don't think about that stuff at all.
When I was an actor, I always said if I ever won an Oscar, it would go in my private bathroom in my master bedroom. In the private bathroom. So anytime I went to use the facility, I could see it and be like, oh, right, you did that. But nobody ever goes in my bathroom.
See, that's very different.
It's like not on display for everybody. It's
if
just
I
for
won
me.
an Emmy, I'd wear it around my chain. I'd wear it around my neck like a chain, like Flava Flav.
For the Dame scoring one.
That and loving Bryson DeChambeau are two of the most dumb meringue statements I've ever heard in my life.
For the Dame scoring one, he did end up dropping a shoe, a limited edition shoe. That was $61, I believe.
See, now that's cool. That kind of stuff is rad. Like if Bam had an $83
that lives in
hoodie.
infamy.
Yeah, that would be cool.
This is pretty good. I'm fairly certain Jokic melts down all of his awards and makes horseshoes with them.
Shout out Bleak. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. I like that. Maybe a bitten bridle.
What if he just gets a grill?
Jokic just coming in with a grill would be
epic.
Oh,
epic.
A grill for his horse.
That might borderline on animal cruelty.
Why?
I don't think you need to grill a horse.
I mean, don't grill a horse. That's not that tasty.
Touché.
But putting a grill in a horse's mouth, having a grill that big,
I think the only way you could justify without being animal cruelty is if the horse needed its teeth pulled.
Well, I mean, no, you're just doing it like a snap-on grill, dude. You know who would,
borderline.
You know who would be on? You know who would be on board with this? Paul Wall.
Probably.
Paul Wall's about that life.
Probably.
Casey, cosign.
Cosign.
There you go.
All right, we come back. Let's get to the big nooner. Tom Dundon. Chip, 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 chip.
Cheap.
105.1 The Fan.
From the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, the NBA has ruled in favor of Luka Doncic and Cade Cunningham on their Extraordinary Circumstances Challenge for the 65-game award rule. Per Shams, this will make both players eligible for all 2025-26 season honors, including all NBA teams. Some more NBA news for you, as the Warriors will face off against the Phoenix Suns in a do-or-die play-in matchup. Warriors defeated the LA Clippers to keep their season alive last night, as Steph Curry went for 35 points in the Warriors' 126-121 win over the Clips. And wrapping up your NBA playoff bracket will be the winner of the matchup between the Charlotte Hornets and the Orlando Magic tomorrow at 4:30. As the 76ers, they defeated the Orlando Magic yesterday to clinch the 7th seed in the Eastern Conference, as they will now face off against the Celtics in the first round. Some MLB play news for you, as the MLB Players Association has fired 2 top executives with cause following an internal investigation commissioned by the players in wake of a federal investigation into alleged financial improprieties at the union. Union Chief Operations Officer Xavier James and Head of Human Resources Michael O'Neill have been fired, and while the reasons are still unclear, the union does plan to share information with federal investigators. And mark your calendars, folks, because we are exactly 1 week away from the 2026 NFL Draft. Ahead of the NFL Draft in Pittsburgh, the NFL has started onboarding potential replacement officials as the expiration of the CBA for the NFL Referee Association continues to approach. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for the Oregon Ducks, the Fan Sports Network.
One to go here. The firm of Harris and Morang. We do this little ditty every single Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Thank you for being a part of our day. We are stoked to be a part of yours. After us, we'll toss it over to Duck Insider from 1 to 2, the Fan Happy Hour with Luke Anderson from 2 to 3, and then it's primetime from 3 to 7 to send you home, all the way home. 13 hours of live, local, continuous, regional sports talk radio. It's a 10 toes down kind of Thursday. We'll do that here in about 15 minutes or so. 503-864-6326. Get those questions in. Unequivocal answers. No wishy-washy. No fence sitting. 2 feet flat on the ground. All 10 toes. Give you an answer. We got some sports, some non-sports already sent in. Phone lines are open. Don't call, though. Nobody's going to answer.
Nobody will answer. It'll just light up in the room.
It does light up, though, I think.
We just laugh at it. Don't answer anything, Casey.
Are we, as a city/Blazer fans, going to be laughed at by a lot of people with some of the new reports coming out about old Tom Dundon?
Oh, look, I've hinted at this for a couple weeks
now. You sure
now.
have, amigo. You sure have.
Haven't said a ton on air because it's, it's one of those things that's like, you hear it from a lot of people, but it's like,
There was a report that was, Chris Mannix put this out there, that there was multiple people confirmed that they were asked to check out of their hotels 3 hours in Phoenix before the first buses arrived to take them to the arena because they did not want to pay the late checkout fees, which are the equivalent of hundreds of dollars. Hundreds, that's 3 digits.
Yeah.
This team was valued at over $4 billion, and we're worried about hundreds of dollars in a playoff-ish game.
Yeah, there's also reports of, I don't know if it's reports, but I've heard it, from travel issues where they may or may not have, where they would have stayed over in one city, but they went to a cheaper city to get there earlier and didn't stay over and cut things a little bit shorter in the nicer city and went to the cheaper city. These are pair that with the hilariously low asking price for a head coach of around $1 million or slightly more than $1 million. And you're starting to paint a picture that I'm sitting here going, that my biggest concern was whoever bought this team don't care about what your background is, because there's not anybody that has that kind of money that has it clean and clear and without skeletons. But I wanted deep pockets.
Is there a chance that this is a good learning curve for him?
If by that you mean they stop doing this, yes.
Like to kind of see like, oh, okay, maybe my ROI is going to take a little longer and this is going to cost me a lot more money kind of up front in the infrastructure than I realized. Because, baseball players, hockey players, football players, I feel like are kind of used to getting a little bit of the shaft sometimes in things. Most famously Major League, the movie with Rachel Phelps cutting all those locker room, you're coddled, all this kind of stuff. NBA players already, that system's been built for a long time. I don't want to say they're coddled. That's not what I mean. But there are a lot of pluses in their lives, especially when it comes to travel.
Smaller rosters, more money, all those things that kind of go with it. I'll make it there's the comparison that I can make here that's whether you're in the Army or the Marines or the Navy, you're in bigger branches. Air Force is the smallest of the 4 services, but we have the most money. Mm-hmm. We have nicer toys. Our tents are nicer. Our buildings are nicer. Our chow halls are nicer. Like, you get used to these niceties. And so when you go overseas and you go on deployments, you get a tent that has a full-in wrap-around AC built in it. You go into the Army tent, you're in there dying. It's like, it's everybody, the chair force jokes and all. It's like, you know what they all do when they get on Air Force Base? They're like, woo, baby, this is good living. It's like, yeah, when you're in the NBA, look, man, and there's tiers. We get the NFL, the report cards. The Chiefs, their locker room is a steaming pile of crap.
The Dolphins are a dumpster fire organization, and people love playing there.
And guess what people want to do?
Pittsburgh Steelers.
And where do people, if you're Portland and you have trouble luring free agents because you're a geographically isolated city, you're the whitest major market in the league, you are a smaller city, so you're having trouble appealing to 25-year-old multimillionaire black men. Don't you think maybe Paul Allen had it right when, hey, you know what we should do? We should have our own team playing. You know what we should do? We should have first-class facilities. Hey, you know what we should do? We should make sure we're flying all the families. Hey, you know what we should do? We should make sure all of the niceties so that the areas that we can't succeed in, that we can't provide the nightlife or we can't provide the big city or culturally we're very different than every other city in the league. Maybe there's some ways we can overcome, or compensate for that by having stuff that's nicer. No. Let's strip that all away. Because guess what? Word gets out around the league about which teams take care of their players and their staff better.
Something that just came to my head about this. Remember when Tom Dundon was very stoked about how nice the locker room is in terms of the players and their attitudes?
Yeah.
Don't have troublemakers. They all like each other, all that kind of stuff. Guilty as charged right here. You want to talk about these water jugs over here? I can't tell you what Brandon Sprague texted me. Like it's not appropriate.
It's funny.
But how much advantage, Danny, and you know this, and I'm being honest here, and I'm being a little vulnerable. How much can you take advantage of me because you know I'm a nice guy?
Oh, for sure.
Exactly. You could get away with a lot with me because I'm a nice guy.
And we do.
And you do. And if you start to look at that and you're like, hey, Tumani Kamara,
Tell me about the Beatles.
Tumani Kamara, nice guy. Drew Holiday, consummate pro. Shaden Sharp, quiet but not disruptive. Young, really adapting to the U.S. lifestyle.
It's real easy to do all those
and
things
then you're
when
like,
they're being taken care of.
Hey, guys, the bus isn't going to get here till 3, but I need you out of the hotel. Oh, yeah, sure, boss, no problem. That's my approach. Because I'm a nice guy.
Yeah, but you're
But
nice.
is Ant Edwards going to be like, yeah, sure thing, boss? I don't think so.
No.
You think Luka Doncic is LeBron James just went on record saying, I don't want to go to Memphis.
And nobody else wants to go to Memphis either.
And it really had some to do with the city, but also had to do with the hotel they have to stay at. Like, it's as simple as that. LeBron got dragged through the coals, whether deserved or not, for burying a city.
It wasn't deserved.
Mostly due to the fact that he hates the hotel they stay at.
Well, it's not just that. It's this.
Well, I know, but that's the what sparked the fire.
Guess people like everyone wants to go to Miami. Well, everyone wants to go to Miami, the city. Not everybody wants to play for that organization because Heat culture is a thing. The Heat culture is they are going to bust your ass. I know of 4 players the Heat wanted that they said no to because they didn't want to be held accountable when it came to off-season workouts. Because they will body tape you. They will get your measurements, and if you aren't at a certain weight, you aren't at a certain body fat, it is military-esque. And they're like, I'm not putting up with that. Like Pat Riley and Spo and the Heat and Heat culture, that's all dope, but I ain't about that life.
503-864-6326. Tom Dundon's a lizard person. Go ahead and fuel that controversy. We might have to get that tinfoil out here. Let's see. He's running it like Major League. Bring the prop plane out with the duct tape around it. Sprague and I were laughing about that this morning. It's definitely not what you do to get guys to want to stay or sign here in free agency. And that's, you think a Giannis wants to do an extension when he hears stuff about that? Especially if you make that much money.
No, but it's perception, man. If perception is already against you because you're a geographical outpost and you're a city that's 80% white, and you're seeing the Jailblazer doc, and you're like, ugh. Like, Golden State, they're the most valuable franchise in the league right now, and they spend more money on all of the niceties than anybody else in the league. It's like that stuff matters. Like, you want to go to an organization that does those things and takes care of you. Like, we talk about Miami with the Dolphins, man. Stephen Ross is a disaster. The organization is a disaster, but do you think people want to go there? Yeah.
It's great.
Do you think people want to go play for Woody Johnson and the Jets?
No.
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 And now winning can do a lot to overcome that, like you look at Kansas City, but they quite literally bullied the Hunt family into redoing the locker room. You know what I mean? Like I think they gave him an F. And guess what ended up happening? They redid it. It's like, yeah, because what happened? The perception got out there. The quiet stuff behind the scenes got out there of like, yeah, you think they're winning? Yeah, but they don't take care of stuff. They don't prioritize us. And guys are going to, when they're looking at multiple offers and stuff like that, they're going to consider those things.
To the point on the YouTube chat, does it matter that it's support staff and not actual players? Do players care that the videographer had to wait in the lobby for 3 hours?
Not necessarily.
Or are we more worried that it will trickle?
That's the thing. It's like, okay, where does it stop?
And does that create elitism? Which, let's be real here. There is classism. Players won. The rest of you are like 13, 14, 15. There is no middle ground. But can that trickle to the one?
Yes. And that's the thing is like, where does it stop? I don't ever want to look at the team that I cover or the team that I root for or any of those things and be like, I don't want it to ever be a question. Did you being a cheap ass like lead to something negative? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You don't want to ever have that thought. Like, take my Raiders. Mark Davis didn't have that much money, but you know what? One of the best facilities in the entire league. The way they take care of their family, the way they take care of their players, all of that. Like, do you think that's cutting into his bottom line, his margins? Absolutely. Does he care? No.
The second you walk into that Raiders facility, you are ingrained with Raider culture immediately.
Once a Raider, always a Raider.
And that's on the plaque right in front as the torches are lit behind you.
Yep.
It's a 10 Toes Down Thursday, 503-864-6326. Questions we answer unequivocally, no wishy-washy. You got some Blazer thoughts you want to hear answers on? Go for it. You got love life, personal life, food. You know we love food on this show. Get those in. We'll go there next. 105.1 The Fan. 10 Toes Down. We do this every single Thursday at 12:15, where you ask Danny and I the questions. No wishy-washy going on over here. 2 feet flat on the ground, all 10 toes. You got to come up with something and say it from your heart. You got hate in your heart, let it out.
It's a good place to do it.
Let's do some quick Blazer stuff, since we were just talking Blazers, all right? 10 Toes Down. Tom Thibodeau is a good fit for the Blazers if they move off Thiago Splitter.
Tom ain't taking a millie.
That aside.
Phil Jackson's a good fit.
Stop. It's more about the question of Tom Thibodeau. Is he?
I like Tibbs,
would he be a coach that would work well in this?
Sure.
With this roster.
I mean, yeah, defensive oriented, big, long, strong, but also Tibbs has a severe offensive limit. He plays his way. He grinds guys down, but his players love him. You ain't ever going to find an actual basketball player, a hooper's hooper, who's going to have anything negative to say about Tibbs.
And I am a no on Tom Thibodeau because of those offensive deficiencies on a team that has offensive deficiencies. The team, not certain players, obviously.
No. There's nothing about what you said that's remotely off base.
The team. 10 Toes Down. Tom Dundon will realize they can't mom and pop the NBA and compete, especially in this market, or the Blazers become the Sacramento Kings.
Oh, you can't mom and pop it.
Can't.
You can't.
He'll learn it real quick. I think he's a smart business owner. What he's doing in Carolina is smart. He'll have to adapt.
But there's levels to it.
Understood.
That's been my biggest question of he's not the money. The Churn family is the money.
Right, but he's the decision making.
But even then, go look at ownership groups around the NBA. They are towards the bottom in net worth, total value, on-hand cash, all of those things. They don't have that. And that's makes my eyebrow go up because everybody talks about Jody's this, that. They spent money.
It's what you hammer about this, and you're correct on it. They did spend money. Just because they didn't give you player updates on injuries
because they didn't
talk to the media.
Yeah, media appearances. No.
Look,
they spent money.
I am not a Jody person by any means. I am not a Burt Cole person by any means. I don't know them personally. They might be fine human beings. There was a lot to be desired for me as Blazer fans, but I thought they should have sold the team earlier. I don't know if they're necessarily bad owners. They just probably don't care about basketball to the extent that most fans do.
I see even that I disagree. Because you look around the rest of the league and you can go, that owner sucks, that owner sucks, that owner sucks. You get at worst they were the middle of the pack owner.
But also Matt Ishbia has a ton of money and he kind of sucks as an owner.
No, he doesn't have a ton of money.
Right, but he's got more than Tommy D.
Sure, but I mean, but where are the Suns at? For all of that, the team that they built just knocked that team out.
Truth. And that team went to an NBA Finals a few years ago and are a shell of themselves.
Yeah, what do they have going forward now?
Devin Booker sells tickets and bobbleheads.
Go with God.
10 Toes Down. Now that new ownership has changed, do you expect the team and former players to reconnect more in meaningful ways?
I.e. Clyde Drexler?
I think we've heard some comments from Tom Dundon saying that he would like to welcome that back. I think there was concern in the beginning of the I would have never signed Damian Lillard sort of thing. But I think you're going to realize real quick in this town, boy, we love our stories. And you may want to create new stories and not live in the past. But if you could find a way to get Damon Stoudemire, it might be impossible with Rasheed, but if you could find a way to get those guys to be like, you know what, there was a time here that I really liked this. Well, I think it would go a long way with this fan. And you have Damian Lillard, who through ups and downs, yeses and nos, injuries, non-injuries, bad teams, good teams, that guy is diehard loyal and blindly at times.
Did you see who Tom Dundon was sitting with in San Antonio?
LaMarcus Aldridge.
Where did LaMarcus Aldridge play college basketball?
At Texas.
Where's Tom Dundon from?
Texas. LaMarcus, I think, would be huge, especially with a lot of
one of the four best players in your franchise's history.
A lot of the people we saw that were so relieved to have gotten to the playoffs and get rid of that Bulls thing hanging over the team. I think that's a little silly, just personally, but that goes to show how much vitriol there is in this town for Neil Olshey. And LaMarcus is one of the top, if not the top, reason why Neil Olshey takes as much hatred as he does. How that old thing went down.
Oh, sure.
How that, guys, move on. It's like, no, dude, I can't move on.
No.
You just let LaMarcus Aldridge walk.
And you gaslit everybody into saying that he was coming back for months when in January his house was for sale.
Yeah, dude. Like, you're killing me here, bro. If LaMarcus could come back and have bobblehead night and jersey night and hang his number in the rafters, like, that'd go a long way. Because we haven't heard squadoosh from LaMarcus Aldridge since.
And Joe Cronin and his staff have done a really good job over the last couple of years because the alumni situation went to absolute hell in a handbasket under Neil O'Shea. He did not care. They brought back the 99 team. They brought back the other era earlier when they had Mike Barrett out there, who was let go by Paul Allen, and it led to the TV change that and Casey and Lamar are awesome, but that pissed a lot of people off when they let Embiid go.
Without a doubt, both of them.
Like that ultimately led.
I mean, Mike Rice was probably time.
Wild one was wilding.
Yeah, he's Lee Corso in a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. It pissed a lot of people off.
But they've brought Brandon Roy back around. I've heard that they are trying to bring LaMarcus back around. Greg Oden has been around a lot. Like, they are trying to bring guys back into the fold. I mean, you bring that 99 team back. You brought Steve Smith and Bonzi and Damon and Dunleavy back in the building. I thought was really cool. I would love to see Rasheed come back.
I would love to.
I would love to see Sheed come back.
To this texter's point, I would cry if I saw B. Roy on the Blazers sideline.
I don't think he's coaching. But
I mean, still, though, that's what B. Roy means to that fan.
No, yeah. But just to have, like, Brandon sitting courtside regularly.
Yeah, sitting courtside, yeah.
How dope would that be?
Be cool.
Like, Dirk was at Mavs games all the time until Luka.
And I think we're going to see that from Dame for a lot of his career.
I mean, when Dame hangs it up, he's going to be down the street.
Yeah.
He's living, like, he ain't going anywhere. Mm-hmm. This is home to him.
But you're right. LaMarcus would be excellent. Even Scotty, Steve Smith, some of those guys I think would be great as well.
Yes. Like, bring those, like...
Brian Grant. Where's Brian
no,
Grant?
BG's around.
Yeah, okay.
No, BG's... I mean, like, for him, it's a little bit harder with public appearances.
Understood.
Some days are better than others.
What he's going through, yeah. Medically.
But, I mean, BG's a consultant for the team.
That's great.
So, but yeah, just like bringing those guys back around. Like, I'd love to have Savas back around. It's not that he doesn't care about the Blazers. He just doesn't care to be here.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
He's home in Lithuania.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, nah, I'm good. He's Jokic before Jokic.
If DeMontis came to the Blazers, maybe Savs would come catch a game. Maybe.
Yeah. It's a long flight.
Yeah, I don't think Savs really cares.
Flight.
And it's the Jokic style of not caring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm good.
This is 10 Toes Down. We'll circle back. We got some fun ones, and we'll get off the Blazers here for a moment. Maybe a little room if you want to get them in, 503-864-6326 or over on the YouTubes. We'll toss it over to Casey Smith. He's got sports.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, the NBA has ruled in favor of Luka Doncic and Cade Cunningham on their extraordinary circumstances challenge for the 65-game award rule. Per Shams, this will make both players eligible for all 2025-26 season honors and all NBA teams. Some more NBA news for you as the Warriors will face off against the Phoenix Suns in a do-or-die play-in matchup. Warriors defeated the LA Clippers to keep their season alive as Steph Curry went for 35 points in the Warriors' 126-121 win over the Clippers. Wrapping up your NBA playoff bracket will be the winner of the matchup between the Charlotte Hornets and the Orlando Magic tomorrow at 4:30 as the 76ers defeated the Orlando Magic yesterday night to clinch the 7th seed in the Eastern Conference, and they will face off against the Celtics in the first round. Some MLB news for you as the MLB Players Association has fired 2 top executives with cause following an internal investigation commissioned by the players in wake of a federal investigation into alleged financial improprieties at the union. Union Chief Operations Officer Xavier James and Head of Human Resources Michael O'Neill have been fired, and while the reasons are still unclear, the union does plan to share information with federal investigators. And mark your calendars, folks, because we are exactly 1 week away from the 2026 NFL Draft. Ahead of the NFL Draft in Pittsburgh, the NFL has started onboarding potential replacement officials as the expiration of the CBA for the NFL Referee Association continues to approach. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for Seahawks football.
We're continuing 10 Toes Down here as we do every single Thursday. You guys ask the questions, we answer them unequivocally. Have no fear, there is a food question here, as there always should be. 10 Toes Down, your best bread for a breakfast sandwich. That's easy for me, man. It's an English muffin.
Croissant.
Oh, you like the croissant witch. My dad used to, when I was a kid and go camping, my dad used to always take a croissant. It was the only time I ever ate mayonnaise. He would take Costco croissants, cut them in half, smear mayonnaise, a fried egg with an American single Kraft cheese on it, and 2 strips of bacon. And I've eaten the bejesus out of that.
I mean, that's a bang. I wouldn't.
That is a bang
I
sandwich.
go butter, not mayonnaise, but
the mayonnaise worked, and I hate mayonnaise.
I hate mayonnaise.
And I just did it because the old man made it that way.
Also, I wouldn't go Kraft single. I'd go pepper jack, but neither here nor there.
Well, you can bouge that sandwich
yeah.
up, no problem. It was kind of the genius of it being so
simple,
cheap, and
And,
disgusting.
to be honest, the Costco croissant is a certified monster.
Well, it is great because it's got some girth to it. Mm-hmm. So when you cut it in half,
it doesn't fold.
I want a croissant that's really fluffy and flaky and kind of falls apart a little bit. If you're trying to make a sandwich,
sure,
the Costco one is great. I'm still going to go with an English muffin. I like the size of it. It's not giant. It's like for my little bird eating habits. That's why I like it. So I go English muffin.
You used to have something small in your hands?
Yes.
My issue with an English muffin is if you have a runny egg, that ruins the integrity of the bread.
I mean, the runny egg ruins any kind of bread you use in a sandwich.
Yeah, but with a croissant, you already kind of feel like it's going to fall apart.
Well, and the croissant might let that runny egg kind of slip in through the cracks there.
Can I tell you my bro bowl that I've been doing in the mornings?
Oh, God. It's bro bowl.
Well, I got that freaking rice cooker.
Easy ride.
And it's whatever protein that I have from meal prepping, whether it's ground beef or chicken.
One of the two.
So it's the jasmine rice, whatever protein. If I'm feeling like I want to add a little bit more, I'll cook some bacon up real quick. But then fry 2 eggs on top of it. And then a little Tabasco, a little sriracha, and just kind of stir it all together.
How do you fry your egg?
What do you mean?
How do you like your eggs?
Over easy.
Over easy?
Yeah, you're always runny. Always runny.
I rock a little over medium.
No, I want that yolk to break and just num 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 num.
I want cake and eat it too.
The only time I don't want it like really runny is like doing some eggs Benny, because it's poached. So you can do it lightly poached, but it's hard to get it poached and have it still stay fully runny. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, the bro bowls have really taken over. I basically just swap out some sort of breakfast meat for whatever protein. I do the same thing for dinner.
I don't mess with ground beef when it comes to breakfast. I don't know if I mess with beef that much.
Why not?
It's just pork.
Steak and eggs?
I don't get into that.
Oh.
I'm not anti, I just don't get into it.
Leftover steak and then cutting that up and throwing it in with some steak
fried
and eggs.
some avocado over the top of
That's
that.
the other thing is I do a quarter quarter avocado thrown in there. Let me tell you right now, speaking of Costco, I'm giving them all the free pub right now. The bag of avocados, there is not a better deal in grocery than the bag of avocados, because it's 2 avocados for $5 at the grocery store. Or you can get 6 for $5 at Costco.
Or 6 for $10.50 at Ridgefield.
Is it that much more?
I have no idea. I'm just salty about it. 10 Toes Down, what's the number one song that you hear and cannot help but be in a good mood? This listener's is The Joker by Steve Miller Band.
How Do You Want It, Tupac, Casey, and JoJo.
Oh, that's a good hit. That's a good hit. I'm
Terry
smiling thinking
Crews
about it.
in front of the television in Friday every time.
You think about that scene every time. Tupac. When he's like, ooh, Tupac, that fine ass. Tupac.
Maybe not that.
Maybe not that to that
in-depth,
extent. Yes.
But yeah.
I think mine is Fool in the Rain by Led Zeppelin. I really, really like that tune. It always makes me happy.
Regulators.
Oh, okay.
Mount up.
That is the peak summer song. When we get that first 80-degree day, the windows will be down and regulators will be absolutely banging on the way out of here.
And then your final 10 Toes Down question, who will be the first to a title? The Portland Timbers? The Oregon Ducks football team? The Seattle Mariners? Or the Blazers?
The Portland Fire.
We can throw the Fire in there, too.
Mariners.
It's the Mariners.
I also believe it is
Mariners
the Mariners.
are the closest of
I
those.
also believe in the Mariners. Now, if you look at our brethren up north, Blazers or Sonics?
Oh, Blazers.
I think so, too.
It's going to take a long time for expansion.
Not if they get Paolo Banchero, bro.
Good luck with that. Collect all the Seattle talent.
Yeah, what if all the Seattle talent decides to go to Seattle?
That's so much crazy in one spot.
That's worse than the Jailblazers.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you lived in Seattle, you're buying season tickets.
Oh, I mean,
maybe that's all they care about.
Malice in the Palace 2.0,
Butts
baby.
in the seats.
Paolo and DeJounte.
Crazy loves crazy.
Oh,
The battle in Seattle.
Yeah.
I still don't understand why you think everybody in Seattle is crazy.
If
I've lived in that city.
If I
It's a very
list off the
normal, natural
NBA
city.
players from Seattle currently in the NBA, you're like, that dude's nuts, that dude's nuts, that dude's nuts.
And I am
that
not
dude's
privy.
nuts.
I am not privy to that information. I did not know Paolo Banchero is nuts. I just think he's kind of cheeks at basketball.
Him and DeJounte Murray almost got in a fight over pickup basketball in the summer. Like,
Well, dude, playing for Pinks, man.
Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah, don't like Michael Porter Jr.
Weird. We can run, if you run down the list of current Seattle NBA players. Let's see. Current NBA.
What city do you
players
have to be from Danny for Danny Meringue to like and not call crazy? Because right now we're ostracizing Canadians. We're ostracizing Seattleites. Is that what they call them? Seattleites? Satellites? I kind of thought that was silly.
Seattle
I made
aliens.
myself giggle. Satellites.
And you gave me so much garbage for a dad joke that I made yesterday.
That's because you ain't a dad, broski. You got lots of time before you got to mail it in. Like, dude, you're in good shape. You ain't got to be squishy
Oh, yeah.
like me.
How did I forget? Tari Eason.
Yes, I don't know
Also,
that Tari Eason is
I mean,
crazy.
he's a psychopath.
Isaiah Stewart, Kevin Porter Jr., Gary Payton II,
Beef stew?
Tari Eason, Marjon Beauchamp, Matisse Thybulle, Zach Levine, Jaden McDaniels, DeJounte Murray, Paolo Banchero, Jamal Crawford, Isaiah Thomas, Nate Robinson, Brandon Roy.
Wait, which
Jason
Isaiah
Terry,
Thomas?
Little one.
Little one.
I hate Isaiah Thomas. Go Cougs.
Doug Christie, Rodney Stuckey, Marvin Williams, Martell Webster, Klay Thompson, Muhammad. I'm not trying that last name. Jalen Wells, Isaac Jones, CJ Ellaby, Malachi Flynn.
CJ Ellaby, go Cougs. Blazer legend. Beef stew, huh? Beef stew's from Seattle?
Rochester and Seattle.
Kind of like beef stew a little more right now.
Kind of love him
Why
now.
do they play basketball so tough in Seattle?
Well, he played at UW.
I know, but I knew that. I didn't know he was from Seattle though. But like, why is Seattle such like a playground court to like? Why does the city have the reputation of a physical fight culture kind of street basketball?
What's the AAU like in Seattle?
Gotta be nasty.
Nasty. It is. Legitimately, it is.
Last time I was up there, I played basketball with some dude who played at, I believe it was Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
Probably one of the best basketball players.
Michael Porter Jr.?
Yeah, good. MPJ, yeah.
Was it Michael Porter Jr.?
No, he was
Fits
short.
the bill.
Yeah.
He was shorter than I was.
Yeah. But yeah, no. L.A. I think L.A. Hoopers for the most part are pretty chill.
Where are you from, Danny?
L.A.
Oh, yeah, okay, got it.
Well, hold on. Let me give you some evidence. Okay. Drew Holiday, DeMar DeRozan,
Okay.
Paul George,
As far as I know, yeah.
James Harden.
DeMar DeRozan, you can tiptoe around a little bit.
Just don't cross the line. But as far as like the chill dude bar, it's LA guys. It is. New York Hoopers aren't really that prevalent right now. Now PG County, like that's Jeremy Grant, that's Kevin Durant. Like you go down the list of guys that have come out of Prince George County and the DMV area, that's a group of Hoopers. Like those are guys I'd go to war with. Chicago guys, you've got AD, D Wade.
A lot of good Chicago basketball.
And there's a lot of
Chicago basketball, it seems almost that they get a little bit of a pass because of the level of talent.
Yes, it's very high.
Like Anthony Davis, D Rose, D Wade, like those guys are so good that you let some of that stuff slide. Not that there is anything per se. There could be, and I just don't know.
Some of the city stuff is also starting to fall away as like guys are going to IMG and Compass and Sierra Canyon. Like you're not getting as much of like
Shadow Mountain.
Yeah. You're not getting as much of Bishop Gorman in Vegas. Like you're not getting as much of the guys that are born and bred from cities that come through. But yeah, no. Seattle is notoriously full of crazy people in the NBA circuit.
This is so funny because like I know a ton of people that live in Seattle. I've lived there myself.
It's just it's a weird,
such a chill vibe.
It's a
up there.
weird Hooper culture.
Yeah,
it really is. I mean, it's a good one, but it's certifiably nuts.
Which is such a strange contrast to the people that I know up there. I mean, it's a little Portland-esque, maybe a little more. I think Portland can be a little more aloof.
I think it's the same thing with Canada. I think it's because it's such a different like counterculture.
We all chill, bro, and it rains a lot.
Like if you think about Canada,
it's California chill, but it also rains. So
it's
it ain't
all
sunny.
It's all hocky in Canada.
No one's really in a great mood when the weather's looking like that all the time.
Yeah,
But nobody's like aggro. Passive aggressive, man.
Isaiah Stewart?
Well, in the basketball culture, apparently they are. But in the
when was
regular,
last time you were in Seattle?
when the regular human culture,
I think the only drivers on the West Coast worse than Portland drivers are Seattle drivers. They all
Amen to
drive
that.
like.
well, but drivers is not everything.
Yeah, I know. It's just the whole population. Yeah. What is it with you in defending your dark cloud brethren?
I'm a Northwest guy, man. I love it here.
God.
I live in the Northwest because I think it's cool here. You live in the Northwest to make fun of everybody.
I do.
We are not the same.
No, 100%. You know who's happier? People in the sun.
I'm pretty damn happy myself.
Just saying. General happiness, there's a direct correlation between sunshine and happiness. So much so, it helps your body.
I'm really happy. I'm a really happy human being.
If you need the sun for happiness, you have a lot of problems in your life.
Bingo.
Seasonal
bingo.
depression, real thing.
Bingo. That is 10 Toes Down every single Thursday at 12:15. Thanks for being a part of us. We had a lot of fun. Let's get to closing arguments to send you on your way. 105.1 The Fan.
It's time for Easy Play, brought to you by Home Z, making home improvement easy.
Line to left, it is a fair ball! Down the left field line to the corner! Around from second base, Campusano! Laureano's coming around! Padres will walk it off! Merrill Mann
Yes! Padres! We're down at one time 6 runs! Not anymore!
Padres TV. Goodness gracious, what a call on that. Jackson Merrill Madness. Robbed a home run from Julio Rodriguez. Mariners were up 6-0 in that game. Emerson Hancock pitched a gem just for Munoz to give up 5, and then eventually Merrill clears the bases. This easy play brought to you by Homesy. Use Homesy's online calculator to estimate your project instantly. Make it easy. Call Homesy. That's Homze. Homesy.com.
We just finished our...
Closing arguments, that'll do it for us. Brought to you by Leskin Law. Visit leskinlaw.com for more information. Coming up on the program tomorrow, it's a Friday, so we'll definitely dive into this Blazers-Spurs Game 1, what to expect, etc. on that. There's some little nuggies we didn't get to today. There's a couple baseball things I want to get to. Kirby Smart as well. And Danny, you found the cost of a college basketball team, and when you compare it to the college football, it's not that it's not that far of a gap, let's just say, for 100 players versus 15.
Singular players in basketball mean more.
It's pretty crazy. So there's a lot to get to tomorrow in that. Let's see. What do we have to tie up today? You just mentioned, I think I heard the Sunrise guys talk about it, the broadcasting duties for Game 1 and 2 of your Blazers and Spurs is, boy, top shelf. I know a lot of people find him to be a little tough as a commentator. I've never had a problem with him. He's also my favorite player of all time in NBA history. Spurs, Blazers, game 1 and 2 is Mike Tirico and Reggie Miller.
They sent their A team.
That's the A game. Now, I think Jamal Crawford's on game 1, but not game 2. So it'll be a 3-man on game 1, but not game 2. Sent their A team.
Look, the one thing I love about Reggie, and
Denny Avdia.
The one thing I love about Reggie Miller is, you know what he's never done? Back in my day, he gasses up guys now. He cares about the game now. It's not saltiness. He likes the game. He likes the players. He gives a damn. You can say you don't like him. That's fine. But I want a guy who cares. I don't want the Kendrick Perkins, Stephen A's of the world who are just rah, rah, rah. Like, I don't want to hear that all night. And look, Tirico is a pro's pro. He's a Hall of Famer. He's not my favorite broadcaster. I'm just not a big that group of broadcasters.
But I will take Tirico.
Oh, yeah.
With that action.
Yeah.
That's some hot fire action right there.
And again, it's not that I don't like Tirico. It's just not my favorite.
Sure.
But
I'm a Tirico guy.
That's their A team, though.
It is. It is. And that goes
That
to
tells
show,
you everything you need to know.
Well, I think from a marketability standpoint, obviously it's Wembanyama.
Yes.
Obviously.
They are throwing all of their money behind that because who should be the face of the league?
Yeah, but I don't want to gas up the old local team here. There's a little Denny Avdia in that. A little. I mean, it's a Wemby story for sure. But Denny's another international star, too, and they do seem to be leaning into all the international stars more than they ever have.
I don't think that factors into it.
I think it does a little. I think it puts a little cherry on it. It might not be part of the decision, but I think it puts a little cherry.
You got to remember, Denny, the country he comes from is a country of 4 million people. That doesn't move any needles.
And I would argue that country he comes from is dead center in the news worldwide.
Sure, but I don't
for
think,
good and for bad.
I don't think that factors into anything.
You don't think they take that into consideration?
No, it's Wemby, and more Wemby.
I do think that it is a lot of Wemby. Well, Wemby, as we were talking in the break, like Wemby's more marketable than SGA. By far.
Incredibly marketable.
SGA is pretty quiet, although he's still in some commercials and stuff like that. You see his jerseys.
God, thank you for reminding me that we're about to be inundated with stupid Oklahoma City cell phone commercials for the next 4 months.
I like SGA a lot.
You like SGA because he's Chet's teammate.
No, that's not true. I do love Chet separately, but Chet bothers me sometimes as a player. There are times I watch Chet and he pisses me off. I don't get pissed off when I watch SGA, and that includes the foul baiting stuff. I don't get that pissed off about it.
You're weird.
I just don't. I think his game is awesome.
I like his parts of his game.
His game and Edwards and Jason Tatum's are 3 of my favorite games in basketball.
Though you could not pick 3 people that have weirder games. Like Ant Edwards I should say Ant's fine. Tatum and SGA are the most 2 unwatchable stars in the league.
Oh, I love it.
If you want to swap out Ant Edwards for Jalen Brunson, I'd be like, cool. I don't want to watch.
Oh, no, I would never do that. Look, I might be weird. I might be a contrarian, but we ain't going Jalen Brunson.
That's so weird. You like SGA, but Jalen Brunson is just Munchkin SGA.
SGA can shoot. SGA can shoot. He's got a mid-range jumper that's like Michael.
Yeah, he's a great mid-range shooter.
Jalen Brunson.
He's not a shooter.
Jalen Brunson ain't no mid-range, ain't no nothing kind of
he
shooter.
Is.
That's a hamster. That's a muscle hamster.
There you go.
Yeah,
nice save.
Not my style.
Yeah, I don't. And Tatum has the weirdest jump shot of any star ever.
I like him.
Looks like he's being rebooted mid-jump shot.
I'm trying to think if there's anybody else's game that I really like that's kind of weird. Who else has weird games?
There's a lot of guys out there that have weird games.
I mean, I can appreciate and understand the greatness of it. I'm not a Luka game guy. It's not my style.
See, that's where I differ.
I understand its effectiveness and its all-time greatness. I get it. It's like James Harden. It's just not a style I like to watch. Just isn't. It's so weird. I mean, I yield to you, Danny. You got more basketball history than I do. I'm pre-LeBron and post SGA.
Yeah, Luka has some things about him that I don't like, but the way he manipulates the floor, it's hard to argue with it.
Closing arguments brought to you by Les Skin Law. Visit leskinlaw.com for more information. Les Skin Law's one-day divorce mediation. Peace treaties, not war plans. One more sleep until Friday, and then it's the weekend, and then you get Blazers in the playoffs, and everybody will be a lot happier about that. Go watch some baseball this weekend. Have some fun. For Danny Meringue, that's Casey Smith. I'm Patrick Harris. Go do something I would do.
Bye.